the G with me, KDB, Gainesville High School's SID, and GHSAD, Adam Lindsay, coming your way from our studio inside the Student Activity Center at Gainesville High School. I love saying that because it is truly a farce. But anyway, new year, new us. Yes, we had 2 special episodes last week, but this week it's back to form, and the content is full and right, including conversations with wrestlers Rowan Kennedy and Alicia Rogers. Each competed in Region Jewels meets this past weekend. Rowan won the 100th match of his career during his team's Region 7 5A meet. They finished second, by the way, and Alicia helped lead our unheralded girls team to its 3rd straight Area 8 title. We'll get to why I say unheralded here shortly. We also check in with boys basketball coach Charlemagne Gibbons and senior standout Charlie Gersmehl. And we do so to give them a few of the flowers they deserve. More of those flowers, though, coming in the weeks to come. First up, however, Adam and I need to address a couple of things, including one big red elephant in the room. For starters, though, my friend, we haven't talked at least behind these mics, that is, about the recent personnel changes. Obviously, everyone knows how we feel about Coach Niblett, how we felt with him leaving. But I know our listeners are curious to hear about what made Santavious Bryant the call for you.
Yeah. First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
I just realized that we have not said that to you
We have
yet.
not. It's been a little crazy around here.
Yeah. So Santavious, I mean, look, first and foremost, whenever anybody gets the opportunity to have a conversation with them, and I certainly urge everybody to do that, Santavious is an incredible guy. For us, 9 times out of 10, we don't spend a whole lot of time when we're interviewing head coaches. We'll spend a little time talking about X's and O's. That's about 10% of the conversation. 90% of it is what kind of a person are you? How do you build relationships? We talk about relationships all the time around here. It's very important for us in this athletic department that we hire people that are relational.
Yep.
They understand the importance of having impactful relationships with our student athletes. And to me, that's the biggest thing about Santavious is he does an incredible job of that. Santavious was with us for 1 year, 4 years ago. It was an impactful year. He made an impact on a lot of people. He made an impact on me. He made an impact on certainly our football players, but our community.
Absolutely,
our community. Yep. He has followed him and stayed close with him as we have. We've stayed in contact with Santavious. Talked to him. Not all the time, but every 4, 5, 6 months, check in with him. Certainly, followed him through his state championship run, and certainly, was glad he was able to do that. Wished him well on that. But at the end of the day, he's a great guy. He builds relationships. He knows how to win. Obviously, he's got a personality that people are attracted to. People want to be around him. Kids love him. And at the end of the day, he's proven he can win, and that's what we're looking for here.
It was not funny, haha, but funny in a more I don't know how else to say it, just funny. In the aftermath of the news coming out that Coach Niblett was leaving, there was a tweet put out, or maybe it was a comment to another social media post about us. I'm not real sure which, but it said, Gainesville's the kind of place that will call you. and they were talking obviously about the job opening.
Yeah.
And this person went on to say, I don't even remember who it was. I'm not trying to hide who it was. I don't remember. But this person said, if you haven't won a ring, don't be waiting by your phone.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, some of the conversations we've had around here lately. So this is the 3rd football coach I've hired since I've been athletic director here. And I'll just tell all of those that are listening, hiring a football coach is not fun. Whenever I first became an athletic director at Jackson County, the first time I had to hire a football coach, I was excited. I was excited about the opportunity to go through that process, that was an ignorant thought.
I was about to say, it took one going through the process to be like, this
and by the
sucks.
time I was done with it the first time, I was like, I don't ever want to do this again. I say that for 2 reasons. Number one, our situation here at Gainesville has changed since Bruce Miller resigned.
Yeah.
At that point, we really, obviously we took resumes. We talked to a ton of people. We interviewed a ton of people before making the decision to hire Heath Webb. But that was a situation where we were almost kind of seeking out people, trying to find the right people to apply for the job. And then, after Heath left, Heath had done a good job on, because again, I go back to, I think, and I could be wrong on this, I think 2-8, Coach Miller's last year.
Yeah, something like it.
And the program was not in a good place, and that's no disrespect to anybody. It just wasn't. And so different place. But whenever Heath left, we'd gotten a little better, but had not kind of been able to get over the hump. But had been able to kind of combine that little bit of a turnaround with just the progress we were making in the athletic department, building the facilities, and just the commitment we were making, changed the type of resume we were getting at the time.
Yeah, no doubt.
And this is even before you even bring Coach Niblett into the conversation. We were having conversations with people that were proven winners, had won state titles, kind of were seeing the vision, what was going on, wanted to be a part of it. And then, Coach Niblett's name came, to the table, and that kind of was really all she wrote at that point. But to kind of, fast forward to this year, and this is kind of my second point of it is, as I mentioned, looking for coaches is not fun. I kind of started the mentality of I'm always going to have a list. I'm always going to have a list of 2 or 3 coaches that if a job opens, I know exactly who I'm calling.
Right.
That's why, when I go to any event, I introduce myself to the head coaches that are there, just kind of create that relationship because you never know. So certainly for me, whenever Coach Niblett, officially decided that he was going to take this incredible opportunity, I knew exactly who I was going to call, and for us, it was going to be a matter of, does he want to come? Because again, at the end of the day, Grayson's an incredible job too.
Yes, it is.
Does he want to come, and can we make things work out to where it's the right situation for both parties? And once we kind of reached that point of the conversation, it was very easy.
Yeah.
Which, again, fortunate to be in a place like Gainesville and for us to have had the success in the football program that we have, to be in a place where, yes, it is a we'll call you situation. Right. But also on the other side of that, and this is just kind of cool, just, the one thing about being in my position is immediately once rumor got out there before it was even official, my email box, which I've talked openly, I'm a zero inbox guy. My email inbox starts filling up with people that are interested from across the country. I'm pretty sure that every head coach in the state of Florida that's ever won a state title sent me a resume. I heard from people up and down the East Coast and from California and all over the place that and Arizona that had not just won a state title but 4, 5, 6, 7 state titles. Just goes to show the job that number one, Coach Niblett did, and the job that our kids have done to put this program on the national level like it is, to get us to a place to where, honestly, yes, you're right, we're calling you. Well,
and I'll also and you all shy away from this kind of attention, but it speaks to a vision coming to fruition of Dr. Jeremy Williams, our superintendent, and you, to build the facilities that people want to come be housed, have their programs housed in. Yep. Listen, our campus is second to none. You might can match it, but you're not going to beat it.
Yep.
Our administration second to none. You might can match it, but you're not going to beat it. I think just the whole package is, and listen, 4 years is not a long time.
No.
8 years, in the context of the lifetimes we've lived, and I use the plural because Adam has had his lifetime and I've had my lifetime. The lifetimes we've lived, like 8 years is not a very long time. And to think about the turnaround of Gainesville High School internally and externally in those 8 years, where it was when you started as athletic director, even when I came in, to where it is now is remarkable. And how the reputation of it has gone from, our reputation has gone from what it was then to what it is now. And I don't mean, the Jimmys and Joes and Francises and Karens that sit on social media and want to blaspheme us out of jealousy.
Yep.
We're not listening to the opinions of peons. I'm talking about our actual reputation,
yep.
Which is one that is really based in pretty hearty respect across apparently the country. I mean, it's remarkable though.
Well, and I'll say this, and I'm not necessarily trying to make this a commercial about us, but I make no bones about it, and every day I get more affirmed in my belief that our goal here is to provide a Division I experience for our kids in high school. I believe that happens in 3 phases. Number 1 is facilities, and I can't thank Dr. Williams, our board, and our community in supporting us and building, as you said, what is, I think, the best facilities in the state. Collectively, when you look at everything that we've got and everything that we're doing, I think the second part of that, and probably the most important part of that, is the people we put in the buildings. That goes to first and foremost the coaches. They have to be relational. They have to understand the vision for the entire athletic department. Every program is important, but the whole is the most important, and everybody has to understand that. They have to be willing to work together to support each other, and we really work hard to make sure that's what we're doing in this building. And the third part of that is the resources. I always describe that as this is my job. It's my job to make sure that all of our kids have everything that they need to not just be successful or to compete, but to be able to do it the right way at that Division I standard.
Right.
And I make no bones about it. We want to create programs that coaches and kids want to be a part of. End of story.
Yeah.
In whatever way that is, and whatever way that speaks to the kids, our coaches, our community, that's what we want to do. We want to create the very best programs that coaches and kids want to be a part of. So whenever we make those phone calls and say, hey, we want you to be a part of what we're doing, we're calling a coach and saying that it becomes a no-brainer for them.
Oh, absolutely. And you don't get scoffed at. Coming up, you're going to hear from a couple of wrestlers that show, and you'll hear it in their voices. They show. And in our descriptions of how they're sitting in the room with us, they show the personification of exactly what Adam's talking about. And the same thing with Coach Gibbons and Charlie. And the conversation we have with them is interesting because it's a coach and a player, not just two athletes, but a coach and a player. And so you get to see every aspect of what Adam is talking about and detailing. You're going to hear it coming up on Behind the G, and even further understand that everything that's being said is very real. Now, obviously, if we didn't love this place and think highly of it, hell, we wouldn't be here.
Yep.
So all that said, the big red elephant in the room. This big red elephant in the room, folks. I'm going to make her a she because it seems like a she. But she's standing in the corner. And she's holding a sign, and that sign simply states, and I'm going to quote the sign directly verbatim. Okay, certain actions come with consequences. # Go Big Red. So with that in mind, a mistake was made, and in so much as we're going to defend our programs and our players, when we feel like it is right to do.
Yeah.
Dadgummit, this time, hey, no defensive leg to stand on.
Yeah. So, we've kind of kept a little quiet about this, for I think the right reasons. But at the end of the day, it was pointed out to us that a mistake was made. A student athlete was put on the field for one play during the running clock portion of the fourth quarter during the Rome semifinal game. That kid, that student athlete, while is eligible, was not eligible for postseason play, and through poor miscommunication, that kid was put out on the field for one play, and that was wrong. It shouldn't have happened. We accept full responsibility for that. We accept the penalties that come along with it, and we strive to be 100% compliant with all the GHSA policies, and we failed. We failed on that one. I certainly apologize to the Gainesville community for any black eye that has caused our community. we'll continue to try to do better and make sure we don't get ourselves in that situation. It certainly was not intentional. It certainly was not to try to gain an advantage. We didn't need it at that point. Hate that it happened. And we're going to continue to try to do better every day.
And I love that you said that there was no malintent therein. It doesn't mean a mistake still wasn't made, and it doesn't mean that you don't suffer the consequences of that mistake. But there was no malintent therein. I will say, it's been interesting since November 21st. And for those of you not familiar with what happened on November 21st,
where you been?
Where you been? Since November 21st, we've been in the headlines a lot. Particularly our football program, but we've been in the headlines a lot. And I remember waking up that first Saturday morning after the Brunswick game, or waking up the Saturday morning after the Brunswick game, and to say there was nothing favorable being said about us on social media is a wild understatement. Mm-hmm. Now that changed dramatically. When that happens, right? Narratives change when truths emerge, right? That's just how things go. But it has been very, I don't know the right word. I can't think of a word positive enough if you want to know the truth. To see how our community has, even in this case, and this is why I bring all of this up, because in this case, a mistake was truly made, and we did something wrong, and the consequences suffered therein are what they are. You got to sit with them and live with them. The community takes it for what it is, understands what it is, but there hasn't been a change in narrative with them that I think would have existed 6 years ago, 5 years ago. It's very much so. It's not. How am I trying to explain this? They know who we are.
Yeah.
There's no question anymore about who we are and what we're about. And they understand that a mistake does not a man make, right? Yep. Like a mistake doesn't make a man. That doesn't mean you can do plenty of things wrong. It doesn't necessarily mean it's who you are. And I think now what's happening is the community, and I hope I'm saying this correctly and in a way that's being that's you're able to understand. But who we are is not that. No. And maybe 10 years ago, maybe it would have been, but it certainly that would have been what was being said online by even people in our community. Yeah. And now, by and large, it's we know who these people are, and they did a thing, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Because we know who they are.
Absolutely.
And their intent.
Yep.
So it's and so much as things have happened and it's been wild around here and can't stay out of the news cycle. And will this football season ever, for the love of God, end? The way that it has all turned out very positively. Also reflected in the personnel now in the building. Yeah. Santavious walks into a room. And when I tell you, and I don't mean to sound like a crime show, right? Because everybody's like, the person who died, boy, they lit up every room they walked into. I'm not trying to manifest anything. He is a bright, bright, bright light.
Absolutely.
Not just for our student athletes, but our student athletes across the board. Like, you had students he taught at the 9th grade center when he was here in 2022 coming by the student activity center to just see him again because he made that big an impact on them.
Absolutely.
And adults alike. So, in the end, it has all turned out positively, even if right now we're still going through it a little bit because of a negative, if that all makes sense. And our community has a lot to do with why it's turned out positive. Thank you for your kind comments. Thank you for your continued support. It's felt, it's seen. So all good. Yeah?
Yeah,
all
totally
good.
Agree.
So as we move on with Behind the G, we got some great conversations happening. Again, Alicia Rogers, senior wrestler, Rowan Kennedy, junior wrestler, going to join us next. And then we've got Charlemagne Gibbons and Charlie Gersmehl, boys basketball coach, senior, Belmont, commit, respectively. Before we get to all that, though, we talk about giving our boys basketball team flowers, and we do that in our conversation with Coach Gibbons and with Charlie, but we'd be remiss if we didn't sit here and do it right now, the two of us, too.
Yeah.
What a remarkable run they've been on.
Well, and I, Coach Gibbons talks about this, but, nobody expected us to be 18-0 at this
Correct.
point. I can't, if you missed the Johns Creek game last night, you missed a game. I look forward. I was texting back and forth with their AD. We're just talking about what a great game it was. We're going to play them again, obviously, here. I guarantee you we're going to see them in the region tournament. That's going to be that. Last night was almost like a classic, game for this region. It was a huge game. Our kids, it was neck and neck. Gave up a little bit of a lead, but at the end of the day, our kids found a way to pull it off. Really love this team. They're connected with each other. Mm-hmm. Coach Gibbons, is doing all the right things. And part of this is, we're lucky enough to see how hard those kids work on a daily basis. They bust their butts every day. They're over in the weight room in the Valentine Center every day, doing everything that they got to do. They fully believe in the game plan. So just super excited about seeing how far this team can go. Yeah. Again, can't give them enough of kudos for being nationally ranked inside the top 20. Yep. I don't know when the last time that's happened. That may have happened for my first year here. Yeah, with Coach Benji's. Wood. That very well may have happened at that point. I don't know off the top of my head, but certainly just super excited for that program. Coach Gibbons and those kids, they're doing a fantastic job. Absolutely are. Friday night at home, take on Seconder in a region doubleheader, folks. As always, you can get your tickets at GoFan. Get out and see our Red Elephants compete. And then we got state wrestling happening tonight. The girls team competes in the state sectionals against Richmond Hill in the Student Activity Center on the campus of Gainesville High School. Folks, our girls wrestling team is special. And I said unheralded girls wrestling team at the beginning of this show. Top ITG Next put out a top 15 girls wrestling programs in the state, a ranking. Okay. And our girls team, who this past weekend won their third straight Area 8 Division I title. Yep. They have finished third in state 2 years ago, I believe, but produce athletes that compete individually in state. The team has competed in state each of the 3 years. We have got wrestlers right now that are ranked number one in the state in their weight class on the girls team, and they were nowhere to be found in the top 15. Nowhere to be found. That's crazy. It's crazy. And listen, I can understand with a lot of the rankings. Lumpkin was number one. They're back-to-back state champions. Yeah. They absolutely should be. As they should be, yeah. They absolutely should be. Greenbrier being in there, abso-freaking-lutely. But Jackson County was in the top 10, and didn't we just beat them for an area title? They must have missed that. They weren't paying attention to that. Dadgummit. Why did we? GoRedElephants.com. Follow us on social media at GoRedElephants. All of you out there listening. So you never miss a minute of our success because it is plastered all over. Why? Because we succeed from wall to wall and program to program. Girls wrestling team competing in the state sectionals. Y'all, get out here. Support these young ladies. The boys will be going to state on Friday. The Legacy Arena is what it's called. That's where the state duels meet will be held in Douglasville. They qualified. Ton of wrestlers going to be competing therein. Again, coming up, you're going to hear from Rowan. You're going to hear from Alicia all about our wrestling program, all about what they're hoping to do with state approaching for each. And then Coach Gibbons and Charlie Gersmehl. Folks, welcome into Behind the G. Happy to have you here with us. Hope you'll stick around. Dual season coming to a close for our wrestlers with state qualifiers and the state meet next on the agenda for both our girls and boys teams, and that is respectively. This past weekend, our girls team won its third straight area title, beating Jackson County in the championship match, and our boys finished second in the region, losing to Seconder in the finals before beating Roswell in the match for outright second place out of Region 5 7A. Two key components of each team's success are with Adam and I now on Behind the G. So excited to have him here, and that is senior standout for the girls, Alicia Rogers, and from the boys' side, Rowan Kennedy, a junior who won his 100th high school match this past Saturday in that region meet I was just referring to. So, kids, how we doing today? Alicia, we'll start with you. You good? Yes. You're good. Okay. She's being a little shy. She's kind of back from the microphone. Rowan, how you doing, man? I'm great. I want to start with you. Pretty big deal winning 100 matches, man. Yes, and I'll be honest with you. We started out when we were talking to Rowan and Alicia before we turned the mics on officially. And it was like we want this to be conversational. I'm a big goof. Like we're just gonna chat you up. And I got to tell you, I had a college coach, Rowan, that said to me, I played basketball. Mm-hmm. You don't look like you can hoop, but my God, you can hoop. Yeah. So having had that experience myself, Rowan, you don't look like somebody who dominates on a wrestling mat, but my guy.
100 matches in high school is a huge deal. So talk about the accomplishment a little bit, and what you love about wrestling.
It's definitely a big thing for me. At first, it wasn't something I was looking forward to. It's really always been state titles or state placing. But then the start of this year, I think I was at 80-ish, something like that, or 70s, and I was like, oh, I can do this year. So it was definitely something I looked forward to instead of just going straight to looking to state.
Yeah.
So it was definitely something I focused on and was striving for, but it's been a big part. It's a big accomplishment, and I hope to make more accomplishments this season.
Yeah, we hope you do too.
Did you know that I had gotten number 99 and next one was the 100? Did you know that?
I won the first match of the duels, and then the second one I got beat by Lanier, and I was like, oh, we got one more. Because if we would have beat Secondier, that would have been our last match.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, I was like, we're going to win. We're going to do good. So I was like, this is my last chance this tournament, and I really wanted to do it this one. Because the whole week I was like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I was stressing the whole match. First, second period were hard, back and forth. And I'm pretty sure a minute, 30-something seconds into the third period, I was down by 4. I got an escape, and then I got a takedown. And I just rode him out for the last 40 seconds, and it was a big relief. Like, it was so exciting.
So who was more excited, your mom or your dad?
Definitely my dad. My dad couldn't hold it in. I could see it on his face since we got there. He was excited.
What a cool moment. And I've got to say, as a Gainesville High alum, and I know this is this sentiment will be echoed by Coach Lindsay over here. It's so wonderful to see you two in your letter jacket sitting here in front of us. Like,
I don't know if that was planned. But
I mean, just so free. Oh, you did. Look, yeah. Rowan, it's always going to be the women that have the good idea, right, Adam?
Yeah, absolutely.
Always. No, but it's really cool to see that, and I appreciate that y'all are here repping the G in the fashion that you are, and appreciate that you've done it as well as you have on the wrestling mats. Alicia, we have alluded to this moment in your career several times on this show, whether talking to Coach Turner, that's Tommy Turner, our wrestling coach, you listeners out there are familiar with him, or speaking of another moment in an athlete's career where something just happened that flips them. For you, that's kind of a literal thing. You were a sophomore. We're going for our first area title. Roberto Rivera was the coach. He was in what we now know is his final year, and of course, he's the principal here at Gainesville now. We're wrestling here at the Student Activity Center. There's a basketball game going on at the Davis Hill Gym at the exact same time. Alicia, then a sophomore, gets out onto the mat, and she was a frail-looking thing back then, just frail. And there was a little bit of trepidation when she got out there because her match was the key one. She wins, we win. She doesn't win, we don't win. And everybody was kind of sitting there on pins and needles because at that time, Alicia was not the juggernaut that she is now. And you were getting your tail kicked early on in that match. We're going to be honest with him, right, Alicia? Yes. You were getting your tail kicked. Yes. And then quite literally flipped.
Yep.
Flipped the girl, flipped the script, flipped the match, and we ended up winning our first area title. It's one of those moments that stands out in my mind, Alicia, because I think it was the moment you became a wrestler. And since then, you've just sort of taken it's become who you are and what you do. What did that moment do for you?
I mean, it obviously surprised me because I knew I was getting beat up.
I mean, if we're being honest, yeah.
And, but I knew that I couldn't. I was hearing the team scream and stuff, and I knew it was up to me. And then I think it was when I was really out of breath, Coach Rivera said, "It's up to you." And I just looked up at him, and in my head, I was like, I have to win.
Yeah.
I have to. I can't give up. And she caught me in almost a cradle. And I just kind of rolled out of it, and I was on top of her, and she was fighting to get out, but I was not letting her. And my arm was bit, and it was hurting really bad, but I could not let her go. And I just kept her there, and I won the match.
Yeah, and you heard Coach Lindsay ask Rowan who was more excited. I'm pretty sure that your dad came running out onto the mat at that moment. And look, when you've got that kind of parental support, it's pretty special, right? So, as proud of you were as yourself for yourself in that moment, like what was it like to have, Yeah, I saw you get a little embarrassed when I said your dad ran on the mount, but what great support, right? That kind of made you happy, yeah?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
He was definitely happy. He was excited. I don't think he knew that he ran on the mat until after a little bit, and then he backed up slowly. And it was on the video, and I was just laughing.
Did you feel like you fell in love a little more with wrestling in that moment?
Yeah.
Made you want to work harder?
Yes, definitely.
And so how has it pushed you as you've moved into these last 2 years?
Well, I knew I had potential, and I just had to keep working hard, keep going, didn't give up, and I just kept working hard, even when I didn't want to or I was tired. I knew it was something I loved, and it was just something I wanted to keep doing and keep working hard, and I want to take it to the next level. So I just want to keep working and make it to state again and be state champ.
I love that. Yeah.
I got to tell y'all real quickly. I don't know if that was the first wrestling match that you had been to.
Very first.
So I was over in the gym.
And Rowan, I mean, ever in my life.
I was over in the gym, and after the match was over with, KDB came over and just beaming, ear to ear, and was super excited and was like, "This was the greatest thing ever." And she came over and had to talk about that. So a monumental event in KDB's life. So,
it is. Isn't that crazy? But
so I don't know if y'all know this before, but I coached wrestling for a long time. So wrestling is a sport that I love, and not everybody understands it. Certainly, when you show up for the first time, you don't know exactly if somebody gets pinned, but other than that, you don't really know. But what I'd love to hear from both of you guys is, why do you wrestle? Why do you love wrestling, and what is it that about the sport that makes you want to do it? Rowan, if you want to start us off.
Well, I got into it kind of randomly, spontaneously. One of my science teachers posted on Google Classroom of winter sports, saw wrestling, and immediately texted my mom. And I literally texted her 10 minutes before the bell rang. And that was that day of practice to get on the bus. Couldn't find the bus, barely made it, and went to practice. And I want to say the third or fourth day, I got in the car with my mom. I sat there. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can do this. Because it was up in the 9th grade center when all the middle schoolers were with the high schoolers. Yep. So it was straight into it. And I had gone from baseball, which is nothing compared to wrestling.
Yeah.
And I hadn't done anything in a while. But it was a big commitment that I didn't know I was getting myself into. But as I went through the first year, I fell in love with it because of the family aspect. It was just so, all the other teams I've been with, they've just been just there, or their parents just want them there. But wrestling, everybody's there for you. Even though it's 99% an individual sport, they're always there for you. And you're working together. No one person can win a state championship. There's always someone behind it that got them there, that pushed them, and all that.
I think that's an excellent point, and I think that's one of the things that people don't realize about wrestling is although it's an individual sport, and I will always argue it's the hardest sport that a high school offers. It takes more mental toughness, than anyone is ever aware of. But it's about the people in the room that help get you there.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Alicia.
I had Coach Turner as a teacher.
Yeah.
And I was a soccer player. And I started off with dance when I was younger, and I did competition dance until I was maybe 13. And then I did soccer for about 5 years. And Coach Turner was like, I think wrestling is, I think you'll love it. I think you'll like it. And he just kept on. Every day I came into math class, he was like, come to practice. Come to one of our practices. And I think it was after one of our soccer games, I went into the wrestling room, and I was watching them, and I was like, oh, wow, this is, it looks tough. And I didn't think I could, do it. But then I was like, no, let me give it a shot and see if I, enjoy it. And I do have family that did wrestling. My cousins, my dad did it. He wrestled for Johnson. So I knew some wrestling stuff, but I never thought it could be for me. And when I stepped on the mat for the first time practicing, I was dying.
It'll kick your butt real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I was dying, and I was like, I don't think, nope. And then I just kept on coming. I was like, no, I got this. Let me challenge myself. I got this. Maybe I'll actually enjoy it. And then I ended up falling more in love with it after every match. And then I seen progress, me getting better. And then I just found out wrestling is a part of me now, and it's something I really enjoy and love.
So, and we can't really point this towards Rowan because there is such a vast history of boys wrestling here at Gainesville High School. I think we won our first state title, or a first individual state title. We've never won a team state title, but first individual state title in 71, something like that, 1971. And that was a long time ago. There's a lot of history there. But where the girls are concerned, Alicia, you are the history. You and your teammates, people like Alani Soto, right? Barbara Arredondo, Amberly Ayala. You all are. It's a very short history, but an impactful one. Sort of hit the ground running, and y'all didn't stop. And obviously, what Coach Rivera was able to do when he got here as wrestling coach and build the program up, but start a girls program and do it so profoundly is a pretty remarkable feat. And of course, with Coach Turner taking over and just sustaining the success, that to me speaks to the mentality of you young ladies. So when you hear the word history in the context of Gainesville athletics, what does it mean to you to be such a big part of what collectively has been done?
I think it's something big, especially for women. And women's wrestling's grown a lot. Mm-hmm. It was known as a male-dominated sport, and then as women came along, and we can do the same thing as they can, and maybe even better.
It's without a doubt been one of the fastest growing sports over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So it's been incredible to watch the program grow. It's been incredible to watch our team grow and the success that they've had. So
coming up this week, folks out there in listening land, we've got the boys who have qualified for the state tournament in Douglasville at Legacy Arena on Saturday for the Class 5A state duals meet. The girls still have one more step before they actually get to the state meet, which is not until January 24th. This Thursday in the Student Activity Center, they will host Richmond Hill at 5:30. And what is, by all accounts, a state sectionals meet. It is vying for the state tournament. So we're kind of going two different routes. Both are coming out of their area and region duals. And the girls participate in area simply because not every school in our region proper has a girls wrestling team. So they have to reach other teams in the area to create an area, not a region. Boys are region proper. But with them both coming out of that, boys going into state officially, girls one more step. So Rowan, what is y'all's mentality right now? What are practices like? Is it celebratory because you did something special in region, or is it nah, man? Let's go do something special in state?
It's definitely consistency because that's what we need right now, and that's definitely been a struggle throughout the year in the past few years. But we did this last year. We lost in the finals and came back and won true second. And we did it again this year, so it's definitely an accomplishment, but we're not looking at that. We're not done. We're looking for this Friday and Saturday to work as hard as possible. We've got 2 matches Friday to make it to the second day. We got to win 1 to make it the second day, but we have a good chance to go to the semifinals. And our focus is just hit the road.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alicia, likewise for you all, you got a big step coming up on Thursday. So, what's Coach Turner talking to y'all about? What's the mindset of you and the rest of the ladies?
We know we're a good team, and we know we worked hard, and we just have to keep pushing. We know what not to do. We know what we should do. We know not to give up. We know not to show any weakness, and we're here to go to state again.
Yeah, yeah. What was the girls' finish in state? The best finish is third? Is that the best finish the girls' program has had? Interestingly enough, that's the best finish the boys' program has ever had. Is a third place back when Bo Wren was winning state titles and Travis Hendricks and whatnot. But do you have anything else for them? Go for it.
First of all, I always know when I'm watching both of you and y'all are stepping on the mat that your opponent's in for it. And I know, we can always count on you guys for wins. But my question is when you're walking out on the mat, what is your go-to move that opponent better be ready for, because you're getting ready to use it to pin them.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Probably either a duck under or a high crotch, just because it's always there.
Time out.
I see. This is why I asked this question.
We're gonna need some. You got some splaining to do, my man.
We're not going to demonstrate, so don't ask.
No. I don't believe me when I say I don't want that. Duck under, high crotch? Is that what you said? Okay.
It's two different moves. So high crotch and the duck under. Duck under is where you're tied up and you pull under. So instead of shooting towards the leg, you're just pulling their whole body over, and you kind of go up under their arm and come up and around.
Okay.
So you're ducking under their arm and coming back around.
Okay.
And it basically, if you do it right, they can fall all the way to their hands and feet. Like, and fall straight forward. And then the high crotch is just shooting in to the leg, arm through the legs, and then circling off into the double.
Daggum, Rowan.
You notice how wrestlers can't explain anything without.
I'm fine with it. Yeah. The gesticulations are fine with me. But no, those were great explanations. Do you want to coach when you get older?
I kind of want to do club if I want, like, if I'm thinking about it. But after high school, I really just want to work. Like,
Okay.
That's my.
I'm just saying,
That's my
man.
goal.
That's the coaching. So, Alicia, your go-to move, and dumb it down for some of us in the room.
My slide by, go behind trip.
Okay. Slide by, go behind, trip. Okay, explain it.
So basically, I just kind of. So we're hand fighting, like they're in front of me and they're putting pressure, and I'll use that pressure and I'll slide them by me using like
like an offensive lineman would do, or a defensive lineman to get gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And I'll go behind, kind of lock their body, and I'll trip them forward so they're on the ground, and then I'll just pin them.
Okay. Hey, listen.
Tripping is okay.
Tripping is okay. Why did I not participate? That's because we didn't have girls wrestling. But why did I not participate? I want to do a trip move. I want to do, what do you call it, a high crotch?
Yeah.
I don't know so much that I want to do that. But, yeah, I like it. So, okay, as we wrap up with you two, and again, folks, boys headed to state this Friday, Legacy Arena. Douglasville girls still have a home match to get to state, Richmond Hill this Thursday, 5:30, Student Activity Center on the beautiful campus of Gainesville High School. I want to do something, and Adam doesn't know we're starting this, but hey, we're starting this. Something called the starting five, okay? 5 questions, quick answer, okay? First thing that pops in your head. You ready? Okay. And actually, with y'all, I guess it'd probably be the starting 10 because 1 question each. Okay, ready? So, favorite after-match meal, Rowan?
Taco Bell.
Ooh, boy, you got it. Alicia?
Zaxby's.
Okay. Favorite subject in school, Alicia?
History.
Weight training.
My man. That's what history, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Favorite thing about wrestling, Rowan?
The work ethic.
Alicia?
The workouts.
Okay. I like that too. What's your favorite color, Alicia?
Black.
Rowan?
Black.
Can't nobody say red up in here?
I know, right?
Golly, Moses.
We'll have to prepare that one next
All right,
time.
final question. If you could play any other sport, what would you be playing? Alicia?
Boxing.
And see, here I was thinking you were fitting to say soccer. You'd box.
You've gotten
Rowan?
into this whole
MMA,
violence thing.
jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Or MMA, yeah.
Or MMA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What are we creating here at
Well,
Gainesville High School? No, I love it.
It's another thing.
Absolutely love it. Listen, we're super, super proud
Absolutely.
of not just the fact that you all are successful for us, but the kind of young people you are representing us. And understand, there's a difference between the two, and we're more proud of the latter.
Yep.
And we could not be happier for the successes you've had. But here's the thing. We want a little bit more success, right? Do you want it too, Rowan? Mm-hmm. How about you, Alicia? A little more success. We are thrilled that you joined the show. The highlight of our week so far. Tell Coach Turner we said hey next time you see him. And Rowan, good luck at state.
Thanks.
Alicia will be there Thursday to see y'all whip up on Richmond Hill. Good with that? All right, fantastic. Rowan Kennedy, Alicia Rogers, thanks so much for being on Behind the G. with a 64-62 road win over 7th-ranked Johns Creek last night, in which Charlie Gersmehl, KJ White, and Bryce Jackson led the way with 19, 15, and 12 points, respectively. Our boys basketball team, ranked number 1 in Class 5A, and a recent addition to Max Prep's national rankings, stayed unbeaten. They are now 18-0. Next up on the schedule, we've got a home region doubleheader with Seconder this Friday night. Girls start at 6. Our boys will tip about 7:30. Now, speaking of the latter, and to give us a mid-ish, maybe a little later than mid-ish, season update, Coach Charlemagne Gibbons and last night's leading scorer and Belmont commit, Charlie Gersmehl, are with us now. First of all, welcome to Behind the G. We're happy you guys are here.
I appreciate you guys having us.
So, Coach, I want to start with you. We talked at the beginning of the year, and yes, that was the last time we had you on. Apologies. We will do better from here on out. But we talked at the beginning of the year, previewed the season, knew you had some talent, knew some things were going to be easy, some things are going to be hard. Never could have predicted 18-0, though, right?
No, I don't think anybody comes into the season thinking they're going to go undefeated, especially when you try to make the most difficult schedule that you can. You want to have some ups and downs throughout the course of the season, some losses sometimes, but hats off to this group. Just find a way to win for every 32 minutes that they play. And it's a big group of seniors, and so I'm proud of what they've done and how they've stuck with it night in and night out.
When you were in a season in which you're undefeated, as a coach, you have to bring the adversity to the table because maybe young people, like, I don't know, the guy sitting across from me, Charlie Gersmehl, can begin to think maybe there is none. So do you do any of that, or are you not even thinking about it?
No, I definitely think about it for sure. This group is a little bit different because this is a humble group. This is a very hardworking group. This is a connected group. And sometimes when you have that level of success, I've been in places where I'm like, we need to lose because these guys are getting a little too full of themselves. They don't understand how easy it is to be knocked off. But this is kind of a different group. These guys are very grounded, very day-to-day. And so I think that they really invest themselves in each of the contest for 32 full minutes. And that's unlike a lot of teams. Sometimes, you 15-0, guys start, hey, man, I'm 15-0, I did this, but that's not this group. And so I would think that that's probably a little bit different from a coach's standpoint. You're not overly concerned with us flying too high. Sometimes I wish we flew a little higher in our minds, confidence-wise a little bit. But I think this is a very grounded group, so I'm fine with where they are right now.
God, that was a great description. My word.
Coach, KDB mentioned the national ranking. I know you don't spend a lot of time thinking about that, but what does that mean for your program right now?
I told the guys this, and I've been fortunate to be nationally ranked before, and it does come with some fanfare. But I told the guys, I think this might have been, I don't know, maybe August or September. I said, guys, you have a chance to be one of the best teams in the country if we all bring our piece of the puzzle to the table. I think that's validation for what we've tried to do as a program, for what we're telling our kids, our current players and our younger players that are coming up, that we think we have a platform and a formula from our coaching staff to keep ourselves in contention to be one of the best teams in the state of Georgia. If you're one of the best teams in the state of Georgia, you're going to be one of the best teams in the country because Georgia basketball is really, really good.
Charlie, as we bring you into things here, first of all, thanks for being on. Congratulations, you're playing awesome this year. Congratulations on the Belmont commit. We were excited to get the opportunity to kind of celebrate you in that. People have kind of said that as Charlie goes is how our team goes. How do you deal with that pressure and knowing that you got to go out and perform every night to lead this team?
Well, I know I have a good group of guys behind me, so it's always easier knowing that they put in the work just as much as I do, and they can stick behind my back.
It's easy to talk to a coach, Charlie, about the growth of a team. I'm interested, though, to know your thoughts on how this team has grown as a unit, because you guys were together playing last year, unlike perception out there, this isn't just a conglomerate of 15 brand new guys. Right. You all have played together. What's the growth been like? You, Quentin, KJ, Sebastian, Brandon, from this time last year to this time this year, what have you seen?
I mean, it's definitely just day-to-day work, like Coach Gibbons said, and then everyone has progressed so much. I think bringing new guys also has helped a lot in our games, but I definitely think last year, like you were talking about adversity, I think last year we went through a lot of adversity, so this year kind of stay grounded, and it's helped out a lot. Going from last year losing the first round to this year, the games can become easier. Games we would have lost last year, we lost last year, we would have lost this year too, but I think the progression has really come from those adversity last year.
To play for Coach Gibbons, and he says it a ton. It's his coaching style. He is a cultivator of talent. He's a cultivator of young men, and quite the mentor therein. But you've got to be willing to handle hard, right? He's going to make it hard. So what is it about maybe instilled by your parents or just, I don't know, how you were born, whatever it is, that made you seek out hard?
Yeah, definitely. I think my whole life, I definitely try to get to the next level. That's the kind of the goal. But obviously, I went to play AAU with Redline, and then Coach Gibbons was there. And I think my old high school just really wasn't doing it. Like the day-to-day work, how it's going to be in college, he's just really preparing me for that next level.
That's yeah. Isn't that what you want?
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about the next level, talk to us, what made you choose Belmont?
Definitely the school itself was a big part of it. It's a really nice campus, definitely a good education, but also the coaches were really there for me. They've been there for me since beginning of junior year, so they've been there for a while, and I definitely love their coaching style. I've been watching them play this year. They're having a really great year this year too.
Any idea what you're going to study, or are you planning on going to class? I say that. I say that for those of you that don't know. I'm not sure Charlie's ever made a B in his life. I think he got a 98 one time, and we had to go back and argue that one. So no, what are you thinking about studying there?
I'm thinking about studying biology and then maybe taking classes after that, graduate classes.
Awesome.
Golly, I can't even imagine having a science brain, man.
Not at all.
That ain't my thing. I will say, Belmont is also a very great city in Nashville, but I have a bad taste about the school. Freshman year of college, you go to Belmont to play. It was the last game before Christmas, and we'd been told by our coach that if things went according to plan, that we could just leave from Nashville and go home for Christmas. Well, we all had in our minds Christmas and not Belmont. And so things did not go according to plan. And my parents, who had driven from Gaines, Vegas to Nash Vegas to watch the game, I personally, gentlemen, had a very good game. Our team lost, and that's the main thing, right? So we were not allowed to go straight home from Nashville for Christmas. We had to ride back on a charter bus to Clarksville, Tennessee, and Austin Peay State University, and have a short practice before then we were released for Christmas. And the entire ride back, and thank goodness it was only 45 minutes, right? But the entire ride back, we could only watch film of the game we just lost. And if anyone tried to close their eyes, no. They got a nice little slap on the wrist. Can't treat kids like that anymore. But that's how. It's just too bad. But Belmont, bad taste in my mouth. Hopefully, though, because a GHS alum and one of our basketball greats is going to be up there playing, it'll rewire my brain as far as Belmont goes. So you start out the year, Coach. You beat Woodward. You've beaten Cedar Grove. You go to these showcases and you're beating teams from Florida and from North Carolina. So in so much as I asked Charlie about growth from year to year, when you look at game one, and we'll even go to the scrimmage, GAC, okay? And now you go to fast forward to we're 4 games into the region season.
Right.
What has the growth been like?
I think the growth has been good. I think the biggest thing about the growth is just as young men, they've matured off of the court. People don't, I say this, and I have a lot of weird quirks if you've ever really been around me.
He means that.
No comment.
But one of mine is driving. For these young guys, I encourage them to get their driver's license and be drivers. I think a lot of the maturity comes when they start driving, having to navigate the vehicle, change lanes, go on the interstate, make decisions.
Be aware.
Awareness is a big thing. Checking your rearview mirror. I equate checking your rearview mirror like checking behind you for a guy on a back tap. And so I think that all of our guys are driving, and I don't think they all wanted to drive.
Yeah.
But that was a thing of we're going to push you until you start driving. And I think that comes along with the maturity of how you handle yourself day to day. I see it with my own kids. When my daughter started driving, they were much more mature around the house. And so I think that that's kind of the same thing with our basketball team. Everybody became drivers. Everybody started being more aware of things.
That's so interesting.
And I think the awareness level is what you're seeing. When we come down the stretch of these games, these are some tight games.
Yeah.
And I think awareness has been able to carry us through knowing who's going to take this shot, knowing where we're trying to get the shot from, knowing what our defensive coverages are going to be. And I think that's the biggest growth from last year, this year is just their maturity of being aware as young men versus just the basketball. Like, they've worked on basketball their whole lives.
Right.
But you work on something and then you add a higher level of awareness with it, you become a better player. And so that's what I think you've seen with our basketball team more than anything else, is just guys' awareness has really been heightened from the start of the season till now, but definitely from last season to this season.
That is so interesting. The connecting, driving
Absolutely.
to and
It makes a
maturity,
lot of
I
sense.
get, but like the awareness it takes too. Even a little thing like it's now your responsibility to get yourself somewhere on time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean
Remember
that's
to put in gas.
yeah, to put in gas. What
No oil change.
What do you drive?
I drive a truck.
Details.
F-150.
Okay, F-150. I was
go.
thinking like Pinto. He's just
Can't go wrong.
living large in a small car. But okay, an F-150. I got you.
Were you excited to get your driver's license?
Yes, sir, I was.
That's good. I mean, we have so many kids these days that have zero
true.
interest in
Right.
getting a driver's
Man,
license. So.
listen, I couldn't wait.
Absolutely.
Right? The
Absolutely.
freedom.
Well,
I mean,
I
say
think a
that
lot of these
loosely.
parents, especially my kids' parents, I think they want their kids to get driver's license. We practice so much that they're tired of bringing them up here. So I think they're like running them to the DMV and like, hey, you got to get this because this is too much right now. So but I will say this though, I know it's a weird thing, but I think it does. Even when I had Stephon, he didn't drive for a long time. And when he started driving, I was like, okay, here we go. Now you're starting to
so
see
funny.
it.
Well, but that's another piece of it too. You're now responsible for getting yourself to where you're supposed to be on time. You can't blame it on mom and dad.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know, it's all those little things.
So, and I'm going to find a way to turn this towards Charlie as well, because he can see it from a different standpoint. But I say this a lot on Behind the G, and well, it's because I mean it. I love watching great coaches coach. I love the nuances. I love the quirks I see. And there's something to be gleaned, even if you are not in coaching, even as a 47-year-old woman who, plays on social media and gets to do this podcast with Adam every week. Like, there's something to be gleaned from watching great people do what they're great at. And I watched you in the Milton game a week and a day ago. Played them last Tuesday night. Milton has been a perennial powerhouse in the state for a while, and it was an incredible game. We had an 18-point lead. We let them get back in it, but ended up winning the game. It was just an incredible game, and there was one point where, and I'm going to call him out here because it's a success story. I wouldn't otherwise, but Brandon Nelson gets taken out of the game for shooting an errant three-pointer. Three-pointer he shouldn't have shot. It was a selfish shot. He gets taken out. And you have a conversation with him. And really, this is the most emotional you'll see Coach Gibbons get on the sideline, the most pointed you see him get. And he said to Brandon simply, we've talked about this, man. You can't shoot shots like we've talked about this. And then he just lets him go to the end of the bench. And Brandon did not react favorably in that moment to that conversation. However, fast forward a couple of minutes, and we're down to the last 2 minutes of the game. And when I say it was a tight one, I mean it was a tight one. Every possession, and so much as they're each important, every possession was incredibly important. Coach puts Brandon back in after a timeout. And one of his assistants goes to him and says, now you go win it for us. And Brandon hit 3-pointers on back-to-back possessions. And while everyone's play in those moments was the catalyst, those two scores in those moments were really the catalyst for us getting the win. Yeah. To be able to coach a guy hard and both galvanize him to go back in and win a game for you or win a moment for you that helps you win a game. How do you do that?
I would say this. We try to hide deficiencies and highlight the things that you can do. And the time that I'm probably the most irritated with guys is when you're playing to your deficiency. And we have these conversations and we talk about it, we break it down. They know their shot charts, they know where they're. I equate it to the video game. They all play the game when you're green in your area on 2K, that's your shot, right? So we got green shots. And if you got your green shot, coach won't say not a word, time, place don't matter, you're fine. But if you're not going to take it in the green area, you're going to hear from me.
Yeah.
Because we've gone over this and everybody has their freedom in their places. If you are playing to your weaknesses, then I can't help you with what our goal is at the end of the day, obviously to be a state champion, but also to try to help these kids get to school.
Yeah.
And so I don't want my guys to play to their weaknesses, and if you are, you'll have to come sit down. Now, most of the time it's a short-lived reminder.
Right.
guys ain't gonna be happy, right? And I think I've gotten better as a coach. Like used to be, I'd probably lose my stuff with guys sometimes a little bit, but I understand kids these days a little bit more emotional, a little bit more demonstrative and stuff like that. But I think I think all of them handle it well because they get it pretty good. Our coaches, staff, our coaches, everybody, they get it pretty good. But I think that they know that they do have the freedom, and sometimes they just need that reminder. Sometimes the reminder could be a little nicer, but in the heat of the moment, it's probably not a great reminder.
Right.
But these guys have taken it. I said this the other day. Charlie and Brandon have been through the wars. Mm-hmm. They've been here when we were just not very good, and they've been the catalyst for us being really good right now. But it's what you just said. So every freshman on our team knows they got to take coaching because these guys get coached extremely hard. And so our young people know this is what it is.
Right.
And it's not for everybody. But if you want a chance to play at the next level, if you want to be in a program that's going to be year in and year out one of the state's best, you have to take coaching if you're going to be here. And I think these guys have set the tone for what our young guys are going to be able to do coming up as well because they have to take this.
Yeah, and listen, it's the response for me, right? It's not necessarily that he did something in a moment that was frowned upon in your program, but his response to getting coached in that moment was remarkable. Charlie, you've had moments like that. I know you have. Don't act like you haven't. We've
Charlie,
seen it.
I asked you real quickly, and I'm just simply trying to give you a hard time. Did Coach have anything to say to you last night after that alley-oop? Were you concentrating on ripping the rim off right there?
I mean, yeah, I just didn't get there, but
it wasn't the greatest connection. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a hard time. The gym was everybody was on their feet getting ready to go crazy.
yeah.
Oh,
It lived
Charlie,
out.
it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, that's good. But seriously, in those moments, you've had them where you've been playing to your deficiencies and you've come off the floor and you've heard from Coach Gibbons, and then you have to respond. Being coached like that, what has it done for you as a player?
Oh, it's done so much. I mean, I think part of my deficiency is that I'm not confident sometimes when I need to be in taking shots. So Coach definitely lets me hear, and I definitely it's helped me a lot with my confidence and just playing with my team. I think that coaching me like that has definitely helped me push me to the next level because usually I can just go into my what I'm comfortable with, and that's kind of like shying away. But Coach doesn't let me, and that's definitely helped me take a huge step.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love it. You get into somebody, and their response is to be like, yeah, I'm going to listen to what you're saying, not how you're saying it, and respond therein. And that's important to do. So, second year, Friday night, another region contest. Our boys, again, 18-0. Girls start at 6. Well, boys will tip off about 15 minutes after the girls' game ends. Hopefully, that's around 7:30. As we wrap up here with the two of you, and Coach Gibbons and Charlie, obviously, love having you on, love talking to the two of you. I really think we could sit here for about an hour. I know I could with Coach Gibbons and just talk hoops, right? Charlie, you'll get better at the behind the mic thing, I promise, buddy. Okay, but listen,
You're getting ready to get a lot of practice.
You're getting ready to get a lot of practice. That's right. But we've started doing this thing we want to do with our student athletes. We call it the starting 5. Okay, it's 5 random questions, quick hitters. First thing that pops in your head, that's your answer, right? Okay. No cussing. Okay, but that's your answer. All right. So here we go. Starting 5. What sport are you second best at?
Baseball.
Really, dude? Were you a pitcher?
Mm-hmm.
I can see
knew
that.
it. Me too. Oh, man, Chan's licking his chops, isn't he? We'll talk to him about that later.
We already had that conversation.
I love it. Favorite subject in school?
Math.
I don't understand the words coming out of your mouth, my guy.
Math is great.
Math is, yeah. You two sit over there. Me and Coach Gibbons going to be over here talking about some recess.
Over here.
Yeah, nothing. What's your favorite thing about basketball? Ooh, come on. You got it.
The team.
The team. That's my guy. Good answer. Describe Coach Gibbons in one word.
There's not enough words, but
Depends on the day, probably.
Yeah.
You got anything?
just
No.
I can't really think of one word.
No. Well, listen, that's good. He is a Renaissance man and an enigma. We get it. Okay, so what's your go-to after win meal?
Chipotle.
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
What's your go-to after win meal? Can you not say it? Yeah.
Last night it was McDonald's, but usually it's some wing joint.
What's your order at McDonald's?
Last night was just a double McDouble and chicken nugget $5 meal deal. We were budgeting last night. We got kids in college, but budget night last night.
Got two Division I kids in college.
So
right now.
Coach Gibbons' daughters, Bria is at Miami. She just left January 6th, right?
Yeah, we just took her down after the Milton game.
So she'll be playing soccer for Miami, and then Krista, as you all know, because you've heard her talked about on From the Trunk. Adam's research into our alumni playing at the college level. She's at Cincinnati. Had a really great freshman year.
She did. We were proud of her. It's the same thing kind of we tell these guys. Like the work we try to do is before you get there. So I was really proud of what she did and her kind of attitude towards it. And we'll see what happens, with the next one and these guys here too. But it's just kind of a thing that we try to build these kids and my own kids too for the next level. This is only the first step, high school basketball, and I know feels like it's the end all be all, but it's just a very foundational step. And so I thought she did a great job when she was here. I think we do a great job around here getting kids prepared, and so we're really proud of her. And so we'll see what happens with the next couple of them.
No doubt you're doing a great job getting this year's boys basketball team prepared. From KJ White to Bryce Jackson, obviously Charlie and Quentin Mansfield, taking his talents to Troy next season, Brandon Nelson, Kevin Curtis. There is a crop of talent on this boys basketball team. And we said it about our football team a lot. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say it here. There's a connectivity that you don't want to miss. Yeah. There's the way they celebrate each other you don't want to miss. We've got some great pictures up on our website, goredelephants.com, of the game against Milton and the way the bench celebrated what was going on the floor, the way the other four on the floor celebrated what one person did. It's really remarkable to watch. My favorite thing about watching our athletes play is how they celebrate each other. And we've got a great group doing it with our boys basketball team. So get to Davis Hill Gym Friday night. Again, doubleheader with Seconder. Girls start at 6, boys start at 7:30. Boys ranked number 1 and now ranked number 16 in the nation. Came in the poll at number 25, now ranked 16th in Max Prep's national poll. Coach Gibbons, love talking to you. Charlie, love watching you play, man. You're going to be on a few more times so we can get your media ready for your time at Belmont. Listen, it's his job to cultivate the basketball talent. It's mine and Adam's job to cultivate all the other talents, my guy. You hear me? Yes, we love having you guys on. Good luck on Friday night. And thanks for being here.
Appreciate you guys.